Now, before I jump into my Generation 2 least favorite Pokemon, I just want to say, like, I was watching some other X and Y Pokemon news stuff because there's a whole bunch, and there's Mega Evolutions, all that, and I'll get to that some other time or another video. I just want to point out this Pokemon right here, this sword one. Like, I kind of looked into it. It's a ghost that I guess possess a sword or something. Think of it as Rotom, whatever, and he gets the household appliances, so you get like those odd forms, which I don't even like in the first place. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of like a weird, I wouldn't say gimmick, but like a weird excuse to make a Pokemon out of anything. Because remember, the actual Pokemons are, kind of like animals, based on animals like birds and stuff. And then you got like some that are actually items and stuff, and you got Voltorb and stuff. So at least as long as you make them kind of like an animal, I guess. But the whole Rotom thing, I just didn't really like at all. But that was just my personal thing. It's not like I hate it so much. I actually like the actual Pokemon, but I just didn't like the whole appliances thing. It's just kind of weird. But this one is just even worse. Like with a sword, and there's like no thing around it that kind of lets you know it was possessed. There's a little note on it, but I mean, it's just really bad. That's how, and you could say, oh, but it's good and stuff. But it's like what I'm telling you. If they could do this, they could make a thing out of a bench. They could make a Pokemon out of a surfboard. For all we know, oh, we need a new water type. Oh, okay, well there you go. It's that easy. What they could have at least done with this Pokemon itself is get the actual ghost form of whatever, have an actual ghost form and let it be like another form, like the sword or something. Like if you find like a sword item, then yeah, you can make a Pokemon out of that, but just at least have the actual ghost form, like a Ghastly or something, instead of just having an actual ghost out of it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the least favorite Pokemons of Generation 2 for me. Okay, and I'm not talking about everyone else, I'm just talking about me. I just hate it, my least favorite ones. So, Generation 2 is kind of a weird topic for me. I don't really like it, but I don't hate it, so it's kind of neutral for me. But it's old, so I do like it, because it's nostalgic. Anyways, to be realistically, I don't remember a lot of the Generation 2 Pokemon. There were some amazing ones, and there were some of the worst ones out there. Some that compete against Pokemon Generation 5 worse, Not you're trying to hate, but I just didn't like some of the ones in there. And to be fair, like when you played Pokemon Crystal, Silver, and Gold, you hardly see a lot of the Generation 2 Pokemon. And this is because they're replaced with the typical ones you see all the time. You go in the grass, you see a Pidgey. You go in the cave, you see Zubat and Geodudes. You go in the water, you see Tentacruels. That type of thing. But then it wasn't until Generation 3 that you actually do see new Pokemons that were never seen before. Like in the grass, you see Zigzagoon, Wurmples, and Swellows, and all that type of stuff. But in this one, it was more like the first one. And another thing is that Generation 2 was also being made alongside Generation 1 at the same time. Well, most of them. So that was kind of what I wanted to throw out of there. That's why I don't remember it that much. But that's why I have a Pokédex right in front of me on the computer, and I'm recording this so you guys could enjoy. So like the first video, we talked about the starters, and we're going to do that too. So we're going to talk about the starters of Generation 2. And this one, they did a really good job with the starters. I'm not going to complain that much. It's just really amazing. And Typhlosion, like, I love Charger, but Typhlosion, man, I think he's my favorite starter of all time. Generation 2 got it nailed here. And I just had a strong bond with Typhlosion. Really awesome. And Feraligatr comes second place, just barely close. He's really awesome. Crocodile alligator thing with dinosaur looking things. So Meganium is kind of not even in the neutral side, unlike Venusaur. Venusaur was, I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. It was kind of neutral. I wouldn't pick you, but maybe if I wanted to. But Meganium was kind of weird for me because I didn't like Meganium. And more because of back then how it was more seen as the girly Pokemon. A girl would pick it. Maybe now it's different, of course, because the ponies and stuff. But I'm just saying, at the time, it was like that. And it was weird because I like dinosaurs and it had a long neck and everything. I would like picking it. It had like the pink stuff going for it, and I don't know. I just didn't like it. And Chikorita, it was kind of annoying, kind of, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So now we're at the forest dwellers, your typical ones you find in the forest. Now, like I said, you find Pidgeys and stuff, but you also find a lot of the original Gen 2 stuff. So there was also Sentret, which I didn't like because it was kind of weird. But the second evolution was actually good. Fur was actually cool. But then Hoothoot was just like a one-legged owl that was kind of scary. But then you get Noctowl. So that was kind of, I feel like Gen 2 was kind of like that. It had awesome Pokemons, but the pre-evolutions were just strange for me. Some of them were different, especially Remoraid to Octillery. You get a fish that evolves into an octopus. That's just one of the weirdest things Game Freak has done, but it wasn't the weirdest they have done so far. Yet. We have seen worse. So then there's Ladybug Pokemons, Ladybug and Ledian. They're alright. And Ariados, awesome. Crobat's awesome. You get Lantern, Pichu, then the baby Pokemons. I have nothing against the baby Pokemons. I guess they're a nice addition. Some of them, I guess, needed a first form. And Xatu, amazing Pokemon. I really like Xatu and Ampharos. And these are like Pokemon I had like good bonds with. Alright, but now let's move on to some ones I really hate. Alright, so one of the first ones I really hate from Gen 2 was Sudowoodo. And it had that weird face going for it. And the thing I really hate most about this one is just how it tricks you. You know, it's telling you. And there's another one that tricks you a lot worse. But this is just one of the first ones I'm talking about right now. I'm pretty sure you know what the other one I'm talking about. But this is the one I'm talking about right now. So yeah, you think it's grass type, and it's not. It's a rock type. And another thing is, it's a tree blocking your way. So you're supposed to hate it already, because it's in your freaking way, and catching it is just not. It's a joke. So, with that being said, this Pokemon is actually good. I'm not gonna lie. And people are gonna say, you know, Sudowoodo is nice because I actually had him in my team. Right? So people say that. People say that they enjoy this Pokemon because it was on their team and they had a bond with it. I tried doing that, but as soon as I got a better Pokemon, I threw that thing in the garbage. And maybe it was a mistake. Because it has rock fighting move and grass moves. So it has 3 stuff going for it. Besides rock, it could do grass moves. It could do fighting moves. Really useful stuff. But, oh well. Then you get Politoed, Hoppip, and then, oh my god, this is another one I really hate. Talk about Aipom. I'm not talking about the other one that tricks you, but this one I really hate so much. And it goes back to when I was playing the game, like for the first time when I was playing Silver, and I was battling a trainer, and I encountered it for the first time. It looked really scary, and I guess the sprite back then kind of looked kind of creepy, and it had a creepy cry as well. And it was just, I really hated it. It's like a Rattata, but a monkey form. And the tail, too. The tail kind of creeped me out as well. I think in the sprite, I'm not sure what it looked like. I think the hand, his tail thing, he was standing on it or something. It was kind of creepy, you know. I didn't really like it at all. And another thing is, I guess is more of a my thing. I don't like monkeys that much, like as an animal. There's some I like the smaller ones. But the ones, you know, like that, like Aipom has big ears and stuff. I didn't really like it. I'm like, there's some that I do like Infernape, but for the most part, Aipom is just like the worst designed. Like you could make a monkey Pokemon, make it look really good. Cause I don't even like monkeys that much to begin with as an animal. I also don't like bugs and stuff, but they make some awesome bug types like Heracross. But Aipom was just a bad design. And also, it was also pretty useless at the time. You know, it was just one form that got another form that looked even worse. Yeah, how did that happen? How did Ash even get that Pokemon? I mean, why would you pick that? Why you even pick bad Pokemons in the first place? You picked some weird Pokemons. Like, oh my god. At least you had Charizard, but you picked some weird stuff, kid. If you are a kid still, you've been 10 for a long time, isn't you? Alright, so there's Sunkern, Sunflora. They're in the neutrals. I don't really hate them. They just kind of look weird, but it's not like I hate them. I mean, it's a sunflower. Come on. Yanma was actually kind of cool. Had a cool sprite in the game, and then a cool form later on. Whopper, whatever, Quagsire. They're more like I hate them in battle, and not really like hate them that much. They kind of keep kind of fat, but I don't like it that much. I just don't. So I'm gonna say neutral to that one. Then you get some awesome ones like the Eevee ones, Espeon, Umbreon, Murkrow, Slowking. I know they're not Eevees, but I'm just saying. Didn't finish that sentence. Wobbuffet's like a Quagsire. It looks like one, you know, kind of thing, but you know, I guess since it was in the show for so long, I guess you can't hate him. And he's kind of funny, and you know, he was in Smash Brothers, and he was like a punching bag. So I can't hate him. And he had a cool cry too. If he had like a creepy cry and maybe his sprite was creepy, then I would hate him. But you know. Speaking of that, let's go to the next one. Giraffefrag. Frigs. I don't know how you say it. And I kind of don't care. So I really hate this one a lot because it's really scary, creepy, and it has the whole tail thing at the end and a creepy cry. That's like the main reason why I hate that one. And because I was tricked by it too, but I'm not talking about the one I was tricking. Oh, I was talking about the one that tricked me really bad. But this one maybe comes in third place. So I thought it was Psychic Dark or Psychic Ghost, but it's just Psychic and Normal. How do you even have Psychic and Normal? What does fight? I guess fighting move does like regular damage to you. Kind of weird. They also had some weird like regular animals like that one and the Standler, which I also hate. So Dunsparce is probably like close to Aipom or maybe as bad as Aipom, but this is like the ones I just really hate from Gen 2. This is like the meat of the whole video. Dunsparce just sucks. So here's one of the main reasons why I hate Dunsparce. Just because if you catch him, you would think he would evolve to Gligar just because they have certain similarities. It kind of looks like a scorpion rattlesnake thing because of the tail, and you think they would evolve the same way. And the other reason because Gligar is ground and flying, and Dunsparce would look like he's ground because he has that sand color on him and he's on the ground, I guess. So, but he is not. He isn't, and this is just very unfair because Dunsparce is evil and he has no purpose at all. He has no evolution still. He has no purpose at all for existing, and he should be thrown in the garbage. Also, you see how Dunsparce has wings? You also would think he would evolve, but he's just another joke Pokemon. He's like Farfetch, except Farfetch is actually a cool looking duck. And why is he there in the first place? So another one I hate a lot is Snubbull, because Snubble's like kind of like that, I guess. I don't know. Then Granbull. And then Chuckle's alright, but because he has like the attack defense thing going on, so I guess I can't hate him that much. Then you get some really awesome ones here. I forgot how Gen 2 was good. Like, Gen 2 had so much amazing Pokemons. Like, I'm looking at the Pokédex right now. We got Octillery, Delibird, Mantine, Skarmory, Houndoom, Kingdra, Donphan, Porygon 2. Like, that many in a row. Like, those are, like, the ones you want to get. And those are actually one of the hardest ones to get. I don't think so much for Skarmory, since they made them pretty easy to get in Gen 3. But I'm just saying some stuff like that. So here are the ones I kind of hate. I hate Standard a lot. Like, I feel like it's kind of unoriginal. It's more like a deer, but they just made it look uglier or really bad looking than a real deer would look. I mean, a deer, reindeer, looks awesome as an actual animal, but it's like a neutral animal, not that much features on it. But then they just made it worse by adding like some unnecessary things. And the thing that makes it worse is the little antlers and the little ball in the middle kind of makes it look like it has eyes, which gives it a more creepy look to it. And it's normal type too. It's just one of the worst normal types to me. And this Miracle, it's alright, not complaining too much. They also gave Jinx a first evolution, which is like baby form, which is kind of weird. But I actually like Smoochum. It's not like Jinx that kind of looks kind of ugly. This one more has of a cute type of look to it. But I wouldn't pick it anyways. It's not that good. I'd rather have Elekid or Magby. And you know what's dumb? I had an egg and it was a Smoochum. I hated it so much. And then I tried, and I remember the other time I reset the game to do the egg thing again. And I tried to get my luck and I got a Cleffa. Come on, I want to get a cool egg Pokemon and I don't get it. Alright, Milk Tank, it's a cow. It's actually well done, to be honest. Blessey, awesome. And then you get the legendaries. I'm not complaining about the... Oh yeah, and then Tyranitar, I'm not complaining about him. The legendaries are awesome. Bottom line. But if I would have to pick a least favorite out of the three, it would be... maybe Entei, but I like water, but Suicune kind of looks cool, but not at the same time. But then Raikou's like a saber-toothed cat, so they're all pretty much equal. As far as Ho-Oh and Lugia, come on, that's like picking silver and gold. I like both of them, by the way. And then Celebi, you know, like you expect it to be like Mew, so it kind of is, and the whole Forest Protector thing. So well done, Gen 2. You had you had like the worst of the worst Pokemon, and then you had the best of the best. So that's basically what Gen 2 is, has the best and the worst. So that's it for this time. Next time I'll talk about Gen 3, and Gen 3, it has a lot to talk about. So hope you enjoyed the video, and peace.